Chapter 44. Resist this. Unknown touching fact about President Trump. When his good friend Bob Kraft's wife of 35 years died, he called him once every day for an entire year to see how he was doing. My wife won't even bookmark my blog or listen to a single podcast in its entirety 340 later. Whenever my baby acts fussy around mama, she claims he's getting bored of her already. I always knew he was a quick learner. Unlike his learning disabled daddy, by the time I was done with the SAT, my friends had declared their majors sophomore year in college. In England, they're considering banning the teaching of the Holocaust because it offends the Muslim population who claimed it never happened. I suppose Amir won't be on the shortlist for internships at Amblin Entertainment to be groomed as Steven Spielberg's next J.J. Abrams. An illegal alien got convicted of raping a dog to death, only to be released without notifying ICE agents in Sanctuary State, Washington. Beavers or biters, I wouldn't push your luck, Holmes. Courtney Love did acid at 4, was shipped off to boarding school at 9, and blew Ted Nugent at 14. Thank God I can't afford boarding school for my daughter at 8. Don't get me wrong, I think Courtney Love could have done worse than blowing Ted Nugent at 14. It's not like she was going down on Woody Allen to get back at her adopted actress mother. Whole Lived Through This is a rock masterpiece. She's worth $150 million now. Courtney Love is Mia Farrow with better husband selection as far as I'm concerned. Roger Daltrey yelling at fans for puffing weed non-stop at the last Who show at Madison Square Garden. Roger Daltrey screams, "We're not Pink Floyd. Weed kills your ambition, remember? Don't get fooled again." At least that's what Pete Townsend said when he clicked on the website soapsudsbottoms.com. We got it, Pete. You were doing opposition research for a song about pedophile chat rooms registered under Move On. Nothing to see here at podesta.org. Chapter 43. Dusted off gems. God didn't give me 3 kids to have a panic attack over it. God obviously never had the same confidence in Pete Davidson, the voice of Generation Z, the boy toy rebound king of Staten Island. Doodle Dad stalling for the Tooth Fairy. Daughter says, "Why didn't the Tooth Fairy arrive yet, Daddy?" Doodle Dad says, "The Rock slept in for a change," all right? What are bad manners for grandparents? For starters, Baba blaming the broken AC in her car for not visiting her 2 grandchildren all summer long, knowing full well her husband would be giddy at the prospect of her having the opportunity to sweat off a couple of tons in the process. What are bad manners for grandparents? Grandma defending grandpa's decision to huff multiple cigarettes for making your newborn daughter 2 days out of the hospital smell like Don Draper's corpse draped in Aramis. Why do kids love back, or my 3 kids in particular? Because I show interest in their stories and I don't space out every 2 seconds like a super stone Dory, acting like my Instagram photos are more impressive than they actually are. Doodle Dad explaining DNA to his daughter. Daughter says, "Daddy, what's DNA?" Doodle Dad says, "Remember Baba rooting for Germany in the World Cup, yelling at the kitchen TV? Murder them." Daughter says, "Yeah, but I thought Baba's mother was only put in work camps in the Ukraine where they didn't gas you to death." Doodle Dad, "Yeah, her DNA is more ungrateful and unhuggable than she'd ever give herself credit for." Dumping on English soccer again. Wife, Manchester City won the FA Cup. It's like the Super Bowl for the English Premier League. Doodle Dad, "I suppose your dad can whip out his cherished Irish whiskey again, just like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I suppose it's understandable that the birth of his super-loving 3 grandchildren never warranted such a celebratory action announcement on Facebook. Grandparent bad manners age worse than Hunter Biden on Chinese paid-for Coke. Getting feisty with my wife because she described my all-star molded creation Matilda, my firstborn, otherwise known as my sweeter, infinitely funnier twin, is innately perfect. Doodle Dad says, "If we got divorced, I think Matilda would be okay with it. Like, don't you see the way she lights up when she asks about my ex-girlfriends? I'm just saying, we fight plenty, and she wants me to be happier and more fulfilled, even if she had to see me less. I think it's a sacrifice our daughter will be willing to make. It's a sign of true love, actually." And I wake up the next morning with my re-circumcised schlong down my throat.